Wiki, welcome, Warcraft 2 fans, to 1v1 Team Dynasty Lux versus the infamous Swift. This is part of the 2017 Championship round of 3 semifinals, or semi-semifinals, I should say. Up here, Swift at the 2 o'clock spot, and Team Dynasty Lux at the 4 and 5 o'clock spot. Today's episode, of course, brought to you in part by Body Blazers. Body Blazers is back with their 30-day free or your free back program. It's going to be very exciting to see what happens here in the world of Warcraft 2. In other news, we have some funny times. He says, in the funny times, ooh, let's take our books over there to the Little Free Winery. Little Free Library. what a gas. Anyway, over here, Team Dynasty Lux setting himself up for a 1 barracks build. Team Dynasty Lux, one of the great Warcraft 2 players, and Swift, also one of the great Warcraft 2 players. It's going to be a very interesting game to see who wins. Repair, very early repair from Swift, and then he's going to send a peon up here to build a pig farm. So he wants to start some pig farms up there just in case his opponent is building some sneaky shenanigans up there. He'll be able to get that little bit early information on such shenanigans. Meanwhile, down here in the town of Team Dynasty Lux, looks like a very standard 1 barracks build. He'll be able to wall off and then push on up to Lust at the moment's notice. And Swift is going to have to put a couple of defensive units here at his 4-3 choke point when he goes up to tier number 2. So a couple of scout grunts out on the map, and he's upgrading him to level 3. Wants to know what his opponent is doing. And Swift is going to know exactly what his opponent is doing in the very near future, as he does have a level 1 grunt down here ready to make that discovery. Meanwhile, nobody at the 11 o'clock spot, and here's the discovery happening right now as the grunt moves on, and he's going to be looking for a lumber mill, which he will not see. So he's going to try to pick him off a peon kill. Meanwhile, there is a grunt there to intercept him. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the first blood of the game. Meanwhile, a couple of grunts here also jumping on Swift's units, so Swift is going to do as earlier predicted and make that 4-3 choke, and then he'll get himself a lumber mill and push on up to tier number 2. Wiki Warcraft 2. So a very similar procedure by Team Dynasty Lux. He's also getting his chop on. And whoa, these grunts are able to sneak on in, and they're looking to disrupt some of these wood choppers. And they're going straight there, but look at that, Swift swiftly blocking that off with a farm. Wow, pretty good stuff here from Swift as he's able to prevent much harassment from the Team Dynasty Lux. Meanwhile, Lux is going to move out with another grunt strike squad, just 5 grunts making their way over. 2 grunts from Swift. I think he believes he can let 2 grunts go, so he's going to set them 2 grunts out into the map, and they're actually going to avoid their opponent's forces, so this could cause quite a bit of damage here, as there's now a wall off to be had, and no grunts being produced, and there's the wall off just in the nick of time from Team Dynasty Lux, able to push these grunts off. And he's going to have to send his offensive forces right back home to deal with these 2 grunts, as he has yet to produce a catapult or any kind of defensive means. And with that emboldened assault, he's going to continue his choke and then send the rest of the grunts on down there. So Swift versus Lux. Round 3, pretty good of the Wiki Warcraft 2 2017 World Championship. A little bit of target fire, but level 4 from Swift's Grunts to level 3 from Team Dynasty Luck, and he's going to pick off a peon. A nice catch right there. And ogres now is what is on the menu. So Swift a little bit behind on his technology, but he's been gaining the upper hand so far, at least in the battle circumstances. So the catapult now going to push these grunts off, and he's got ogres out on the map. Going to be very interesting to see how the game progresses, as Team Dynasty Lux is a little bit ahead in the technology, but not much. We can see now that Swift has just about caught up with the repairing of that ogre mill. And now he's trying to target fire down some of these ogres. Ooh, that catapult causing more harm than help here in this bit of a defense there. And there's the Altar of Storms from Team Dynasty Lux. Repairing the barracks here from Swift. He's still a ways off from getting his Altar of Storms. So Bloodlust will likely be a little far ahead from Team Dynasty Lux. But will he be able to capitalize on this a little bit of lead that he's got here? Or will Swift catch right on up in the technology game and bring this game into a neck and neck type of a deal? Third barracks here from Team Dynasty Lux. Only 2 barracks so far for Swift, and he is very much intensely repairing his altar and then building some guard towers up here, so Swift doesn't want to be caught off guard. We have Angel Fire, Jordan, Braviat, and TD Skills in the Watchers there. So Lux a little bit ahead, but not much. You can see just barely a little bit ahead. As Swift is quickly, or I should say swiftly catching up in the old technology game. There still is going to be a few moments in which Bloodlust will have arrived for him, but not as a opponent. But Swift is already prepared for that with a couple of guard towers here. So gonna be a good stuff here in the near future from Team Dynasty Lux and Swift in this Wiki Warcraft 2 extravaganza. Take a look at the levels here. Level 4 versus level 5. So Swift has the upgrade advantage, and he does have these towers here to help mitigate the damage being done from these bloodlusted ogres, and that's going to allow him to clean this up pretty easily. And now Bloodlust is about to have arrived, or actually has arrived for Swift, so making things very even there. And it's an even game, ladies and gentlemen. A couple of peons moving out on the map. Perhaps they're going to the 2 o'clock, or maybe even down to the 3. Well, it's going to be interesting to see. Yes, they're trying to cover his backside, building a Goblin Alchemist, a pig farm, so he can chop out of there, and without fear of having ogres pouring through this breach into his wood harvesting parties. And Lux actually going to be choosing the small 9 as an expansion spot, a bit of a ways away. So here comes Swift with a group of bloodlusted ogres pushing out on the map, and they're going to make their way down to Lux's base. Ooh, a couple of scout barbs out here. And they're actually choosing to go for the small 5 position, which is quite uninhabited. Meanwhile, Team Dynasty Lux was trying to jab at the front door, but not going to find too much success there. And look at here, ladies and gentlemen, Swift able to get into the back door of Team Dynasty Lux's base. The chop out was a little bit strong there, so many peons, dead bodies everywhere, and that's going to put Swift firmly in the lead here. But we can't count Team Dynasty Lux out quite yet. Swift is trying to expand to the 12 o'clock, and he's sending some peons out. Likely they're going to be cut down by the fists of these ogres as they punch them in the face. And right now, ball's in Team Dynasty Lux's court, as he needs to make something happen to make up for the deficit of those peon kills that he suffered from the early earlier chop-in, in which those mollusted ogres were able to make it into the backside of his base. Swift has quite a few peons just standing around, and I shouldn't have said anything because now they have to get to work. I'm sorry, guys. Didn't mean to bring that to Swift's attention. Team Dynasty Lux with a huge ogre army ready and poised to attack, and they're going to get themselves their attack on. And here comes the defense from Swift. Swift's got a few ogres there, but is it enough? It's going to be close, and no, not quite enough. And this is going to leave this underbelly, soft underbelly. But look here, the peons able to run away from these ogres, and just enough time for relieving ogres to come save the day. And that's just a very good thing for Swift, who's now able to complete his peon transfer and have all of his peons happily mining, or as happy as a peon who is carrying a big heavy bag of gold can be, I suppose. They could always be worse for them. They could be punched in the face by an ogre, so I suppose they're pretty happy. Here's another attack from Lux. He's really trying to make something happen, but he really has suffered. You can see that he still hasn't finished his first mine out. Really suffered quite a bit of damage from that earlier assault by Swift, where he came around the backside and was able to crush those mining peons with the greatest of ease. So there's the explosion, and here's some scouting from Swift. He's looking to see exactly where these mining operations are. He doesn't quite see what he wants to see. He's looking for any kind of an expansion that is currently up and operational, and that would have to be at the small 9 position. So, but he's just gonna go ahead and I guess patrol these areas. He knows that he's ahead in the resource game, and he has the scout farm has now been trounced. He'll be ready with his ballisted ogres. And here's a ogre army assault that's sneaking around the backside. Could get a lot of damage done, as Team Dynasty Lux was likely not ready for it. We'll see what kind of damage they get done. He's moving on over here, but not going to find nothing. So he's going to try to catch the soft underbelly of Lux's production. So as the ogres pop out, and ogres, yes, here they are. One barracks already being destroyed. That's going to put him down to a 3 barracks build. So he's able to clean up these ogres, but his production has suffered quite a bit. And Team Dynasty Lux slowly letting the game slip away as Swift continues to build upon the lead which he had earlier gained from that backdoor assault. Alright, ogres now pushing down, and they're going to catch the small 5 unwalled off and destroy every peon mining here. That's going to leave just the small 9 here. So the small 5 been destroyed, and then the small 9. But wait, there's more as the ogres move on to the 6 o'clock. And are they going to make that trip up to the 9 o'clock? We do see the Goblin Zeppelin pushing up there, and there he sees it, ladies and gentlemen. He now knows where all of the secret mining operations have been getting their resources. So he'll likely maneuver, but oh, it's not actually going to be the small 9 position attacking. He's actually going to assault the production once again and try to take out yet another barracks. So it's going to bring it down to a 2 barracks production, and as we see the ogres move into the small 9, that's going to be a GG. But wait, here's a last-ditch assault from Team Dynasty Lux. He's going, and he's going to find pay dirt as he moves up to this 12 o'clock position and is able to destroy every single peon there. Ogres were there to be rescuing, but they're going to have to turn around and try to regroup a little bit. As is now, Swift does have that 3 o'clock spot in mind. I think the Swift knows he's got the game in the bag. Team Dynasty Lux made a very good show of it, especially with that last hammer and sickle attack to this 12 o'clock spot. But the 3 o'clock still mines undisturbed. And there's the GG. I want to thank you guys all for tuning in too. And next time we have yet another Wiki Warcraft 2 audio presentation, brought to you in part by Body Blazers.